Good morning, Scott here, known as Cantaloupe to some online, and I'm bringing a subject to you that's interesting to me. It might be of interest to you or someone you know. And this is modern advancements in genetic engineering. Now, of course, I'm not a genetic engineer. I'm not even a doctor. However, I have an opinion, if you want to hear it. It's more of an opinion, more than an opinion, actually. It is some actual truth and information, facts, so to speak. So you may have heard of CRISPR, an acronym for clustered, regularly interspaced short palindromic repeats. I'm going to say that again. Clustered, regularly interspaced short palindromic repeats is what it stands for. Wow. What is that? Well, I'll tell you what that is. That's something that people don't want you to understand. It's designed from its own name up for it to be hard to understand. So, what it is a gene splicing technology. You may be familiar with this from the news or whatever. Maybe you're a doctor. I don't know. But it allows you to re-encode or redesign genetics with ease, practical ease. Maybe it's not cheap or easy, but it's doable now. And it's been doable for quite some time. This is not actually a new technology, but what is new is that I have just recently learned myself that the United States FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, has approved CRISPR, this technology, for use in pork, the pork industry. This isn't even really completely different than what they've been doing, because genetically modified foods have completely infiltrated the marketplace. And I'm not even saying that, I don't mean to say that genetic modification of food is always terrible. Sometimes, you don't even realize it and it's good, but it can be terrible. That's the point. The point is it can be extremely terrible, especially when you're getting into animal modification. Hear me out. So my first thought about this is there are ethical concerns that I don't believe are even possible to consider right now, given our economic model. So let me say that one more time. There are ethical concerns that aren't even possible to consider by businesses because they are required to please their shareholders. They have shareholders, they've got employees, they've got customers, they've got bottom line, they've got bills to pay, and all of these things work against ethics. All of these things pull against having some kind of moral compass. The open market is agnostic. It doesn't care about evil or good, or it just cares about supply and demand. That's it. So I can already see where this is going. I'm going to be honest. I see where this is going. It's going towards a genetically modified food stock of animals, not just pork or pigs, but things that are perhaps resistant to infection, or whatever you can imagine very easily. The industrial advantages to modifying animals for food would be. So anyway, here. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm almost at 4 minutes. So the thing is, when you fail to consider the moral implications of a business model or a decision, any decision, you're already guilty of a crime. If you're interacting with people on some level, you are obligated to consider the ethical ramifications of your actions. And if you're operating under a model, economic model or whatever, that prohibits you from, or disables you in a large sense from being ethical or considering things ethically, where it is replaced by concerns for profit, you obviously have a very big problem. And this is kind of all you need to know about it. You already know where it's headed. Based on this alone, you know where it's going. You're going to end up with some really disgusting, nasty stuff is what you're going to end up with. And you're going to end up with, at some point down the road, genes coming together that you should never see. Don't be random or slap happy with this stuff. Okay, evolution is not picky. It is not what's the word? Reckless. Evolution is not reckless, but now you can be all of a sudden. Now you can be very reckless. This is not good. What's not good is that there's not enough support for ethical decision making. This is the problem. This technology could be a godsend if only they were allowed to use it that way. Fix the economy. Then we'll talk about CRISPR. Have a great day.